Hey guys, I was tagged by FapLog to make a video talking about my first masturbation experience. Now, for those of you who don't know, FapLog is a vlogging channel initiative that is designed to encourage people to speak openly about their masturbation experiences. And basically, the channel is open to anybody who wants to make videos about the topic of masturbation. Anything that comes to mind about that topic. Now, I'm going to put a link down in the description box to that channel. I'm basically part of this initiative. Anyway, about my first masturbation experience, well, this has to go a lot before that because ever since I was 7, I noticed that women, or watching women in erotic situations, makes me kind of happy in my pants. And I didn't really know what that is. I mean, I knew about sex ever since I was a really young child. I knew everything about sex since I was a young child, which is surprising due to the fact that I was an Orthodox Jew in a pretty strict upbringing. Anyway, I noticed that watching naked women and stuff like that excites me ever since I was 7. But I couldn't yet do anything with it. I didn't really know what sex is, what the sensation is. I just knew that it's something people do. So I also noticed at that time that when I do watch women, I start getting a hard-on. Yet I couldn't really do anything with it. I later, at around the age of 8 or 9, I remember I went to a friend's house, and his older brother, who was just about 12 or so, was talking to me about how rubbing on things feels really good. And he invited me, and he told me to, check it out for myself. So I decided to try it out. I laid on my mattress, and I was rubbing and grinding against the mattress, and it was feeling pretty awesome. But again, it didn't really do anything. It was just feeling really nice. When I was 12 years old, I was thinking constantly about sex all the time. I didn't really know what it is. I didn't really know what it feels like to have an orgasm and stuff like that. But I was touching myself a lot at that age. And at some point I was thinking to myself, like, how come when a dick is inside a pussy, people get orgasms? What is so special about a pussy that makes that possible? And that gave me a creative idea. I decided to try to emulate the pussy with my hand. So I made this I made this like hole with my fingers, or probably something more like I made a hole with my hands. No, I'm just joking, but I made a hole with my fingers, and I was fucking it. And I did that for a while with no apparent results. And then one day in the shower, I was taking a bath, and I was doing that shit, and then suddenly I started getting really, really, really excited, and I felt something completely different than I ever felt before. And then all of a sudden I ejaculated, and I was like, what the fuck was that shit? That is awesome! And ever since that day, I think there has maybe been a few days in which I didn't masturbate. Maybe not even that. I mean, there's been maybe like up to 5 days in my entire life since then that I have not masturbated. Later on, I started exploring it more and more, and I was doing it very frequently when I was 12 years old. And later on, my masturbation changed from making trying to emulate a pussy to actual rubbing of my penis, and later on it evolved into it became what it is today. Now I'm not really going to demonstrate because that's not really the point here. I think this tag is a pretty interesting one, if anybody dares to do it. I'm not going to tag anybody in particular to make this video, but rather I'm inviting anybody who feels open enough to talk about masturbation and their first masturbation experience and make a video about it to do so. I'm going to link the video down in the description box, a video by the Koki Pirate for FapLog, and you can leave your video responses and post them as responses to that video. Have a nice day, guys, and I'm looking forward to watching you guys' videos.